Made in Hollywood.
The effects sequence lead helps develop special effects as well as leading teams of artists adding effects to the animated sequences of a movie. Matt Titus graduated with a degree in computer science from the University of Washington. Mr. Titus began working at DreamWorks Animation in 2007 and has worked on such projects as Monsters vs. Aliens and Shrek Forever After.
Hi, I'm Matt Titus, sequence lead on Kung Fu Panda 3. You're watching Made in Hollywood, and here's a scene from the movie.
Kai has returned!
Who?
The Master of Pain, Beast of Vengeance, Maker of Widows. Okay, I used to work with Oogway.
Oh, Master Oogway!
Silence!
As the effects sequence lead on a film like Kung Fu Panda 3, what exactly do you do?
I get to work on some of the development of some of the effects, especially early on when we're still figuring out what things are going to look like. And then I also get to do some of the shots. And then as a sequence lead, I oversee the sequence and sort of help with bidding and choosing which artists are going to work on what shots. And I work with all the other departments to sort of make sure everybody has what we need and we give everybody what they need, and just to make sure the effects integrate well and that everybody's kind of happy, I guess.
Can we use an actual scene or an example from the movie that you can kind of describe and walk us through the process?
Sure. I did some of the cheese stealing that happens in the film.
He will meet the same fate as you.
No.
And so will every panda in that village.
In that case, it was, I think, one of the first things we worked on. So before there were any shots to work on and the story was still kind of in rough boards and everything, we started looking at what is cheese stealing gonna look like.
So what exactly in this scene did you work on?
So all of the stuff over Shifu, all of these elements, and then on the collector's hands, that's all the kind of effect stuff. And then making Shifu kind of disappear. Like this was the test shot. And so I think I spent somewhere around 6 months to get to this.
And that doesn't even actually go into
That's
the movie.
not, yeah, exactly. That's not in the film. That's just, I have, I think, 70 different takes as we figure out what it's gonna look like. Because yeah, we started with the character's gonna disappear and turn into an amulet, and what does that look like? So you can go a million different ways, and we try to go just a few hundred different ways and settle on what is everybody like and what works.
What advice then do you have for any young people who may want to be an effects artist?
Work really hard and don't rely on school to get you the knowledge that you have. I did a lot of reading and learning and figuring out how this stuff works outside of class on top of going to classes. And I worked a lot of long hours to learn how to do it and recognize that it's a lot of work and it's a lot of fun, but it's still a very time-consuming job.
What other skills do you think they need to really succeed at this job?
I think a huge thing is problem solving. Like, you have to love to solve different problems and figure out how to fit the square inside the round hole. And the artistic eye is super important, so understanding color and motion and all of those kind of things. And then the thing that I love is how it blends that with understanding mathematics and learning how to program and code and like blend those two sides of the brain, I guess.